Welcome everybody, I'm Jeff Barton and I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in. We are on each and every week and we try to bring to you information that can help you in deciding about your purchase or sale of real estate here in Las Vegas. Now we touch upon a lot of different subjects on the show, and some people who watch the show email in and ask me, hey, how come you're talking about the water supply, or why are we interested in, what happens over on the Strip? I live out in Henderson. Well, everything that happens is going to affect the real estate prices in your area. Now why do I say that? Let's choose a topic, and one that happens to be on the show today. Education. Everybody knows that when you have children, you want them to go to the best schools. Now in Nevada, we have two things going on concerning education. And the guest that we're going to have on the show, Lori Clemens, has been on the show before, and she runs a organization or a school of PETA, and she'll get into what that technical education is all about. But what I want to ask her, and what I say to you about education, is there isn't anybody out there who wants to send their kids to the worst school in the neighborhood or the worst school in the city. It just doesn't make any sense. Everybody wants what's best for their own child. So when we talk about real estate, where the best schools are, surprisingly enough, the real estate values in those areas are a little bit higher than they are in the school districts that aren't necessarily up to par. So let's talk a little bit about the school districts. I want to quote some statistics. We have a new superintendent, as everyone knows, Dr. Jara. He has implemented a 90-day plan. And within that 90-day plan, he's investigating, taking in comments, and then going to draw up a plan of his own as to how we're going to improve what we're doing here in Las Vegas, in the Valley in general. As everyone knows, the school system here is the 5th largest school system in the U.S. We have about 300,000 students in the school system, and based on that, we have about 336 schools and an annual budget of $5.2 billion. Now that's a huge amount of money and many, many schools. Now everyone also knows that in Nevada, we have many different ethnic groups making up our school systems. And we have bilingual education, we have English as a second language education, we have those schools which are primarily taught in different languages. Now, all of these options that are available out there are going to affect where you want to live and how you want your children to be educated. And in the discussion today about what's wrong with Nevada schools, we rank near the bottom of the 50 states in terms of both test scores and the ability of the student to go on to college. If we're looking at a graduation rate, which is one of the lowest in the countries, to a college graduation rate from high school as one of the lowest in the country, that's a problem. Now, why do I see that as a problem, and the people who live here and go to school here don't see it as a problem? There's a dichotomy here that doesn't exist in a lot of other cities, and I want to get into that with Lori when she comes on the show. Part of the education that we try to deal with in terms of the real estate value in your house has to do with both primary education, secondary education, and of course going on to high school and college. I'm Jeff Barton anyway, and I appreciate you all listening to the show each and every week. If you'd like to get a hold of us, of course, you can call the number on the screen. We'd like to be able to talk to you. We're always interested in new topics and new guests that come on the show and talk about different aspects of what makes them tick in the real estate market and what makes them really excited about what they're trying to do here in Las Vegas. We have home flippers on the show. We talk a lot about title and escrow and the cost of doing business. We talk about mortgages and where you can get the best mortgage. I have many years of experience in the business, and of course, as the host for this show, I try to bring that education to you. Anyway, I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and we'll be right back.
Are you experiencing hair loss? We have the solution with no drugs, no surgery, and no side effects. Experience 100% pain-free results with SuperGrow Laser Cap System, featuring 272 professional-grade lasers that make your hair thicker and fuller naturally. Use it 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and notice your hair growth in as little as 3 months. Visit online at irevivelaser.com to order your SuperGrow Laser Cap today and experience unbelievable results. irevivelaser.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word-of-mouth advertising, and according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification in an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, and I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We're on each and every week, and we bring to you information about real estate, what's important about real estate, where you're going to buy, how you're going to buy. Maybe you want to sell, maybe you want an income property, maybe you need to take money out of your house in order to go get an income property. But all of these decisions that you're going to make about real estate purchase and sales, a lot of it has to do with the infrastructure and the places where you live. Past shows we've talked about the power grid, we've talked about the water supply, and certainly in past shows we've talked about the educational experience here in Las Vegas. We can analyze it, we can look at it, but what I like to do, and we've had Lori on the show before, is to talk about some of the solutions that are available right now and how we're going to tackle the problem so that when you're looking to buy and sell real estate, you're not necessarily afraid because the school system is terrible in your area. Anyway, with us again is Lori Clemens. She's the school director at PITA, the Professional Institute of Technology and Accounting. Lori, thank you.
Thank you for having me back.
And thank you very much for coming on the show again.
Yay.
Okay, tell us a little bit about what PITA does. Okay. What you try to do to either augment or supplement what isn't currently available in terms of both education and getting people jobs.
Awesome, thank you. So one of our main focuses at PITA is to help people who are either unemployed, laid off, or have found themselves in a situation where they're currently not making what they used to. When the economy kind of went down in 2009, 2010, there was a lot of really skilled people who lost their jobs, and right. They maybe didn't have as much technology training because they had been working in fields where either they didn't need it or maybe they had administrative staff that did that for them. What we find is a lot of people are lacking in the skills of Microsoft Office or how to even work with email and things like that. I mean, that seems kind of basic for a lot of us, but there are still a lot of people that don't have those skills.
And what age group, if you don't mind me interrupting? I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem. We do everything from a 17-year-old who's just coming out of high school to a 60-year-old who's maybe towards the end of their career but still needs to work.
Yeah, I'm 63. Don't be saying I'm at the end.
No, I know. I just turned 60, so okay. I get that, yeah. But no, we train in everything. We help young people too, because there's a lot of young people that, you know, you learn technology in school, but their technology is their phone or their handheld. Okay. That's not what's in the business. So in the business, they're going to have to learn Office or, you know, laptops, or, you know, they're going to have to learn how to work with those software programs. And so we do a lot of that training as well. And there are a lot of jobs in that area because network engineers are needed to be able to keep companies' networks going. And there's a lot of social media, graphic design. There's a lot of areas that technology is needed.
What I want to do is focus just right now on why do you think the schools aren't teaching them these skills? Because to me, this is a no-brainer. You don't have basic skills in computer or the ability to be able to, work documents or the ability to be able to work the cloud. How are you going to work in any business setting? Because all of business is there currently.
Right, right. Well, I can say that over the last 3 to 5 years, the Clark County School District has been doing a better job in training in technology.
Okay.
We do a lot of fairs with them. We actually do some partnering with them in many ways. So the school district here, thankfully, is getting on board,
Well,
and they
have a new
actually have.
Superintendent, Dr. Laura, who's
Yes.
coming in, who's currently in their beginning phase of assessing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and even too with the university and the CSN, they're starting to do pathways. And even a post-secondary school like us can work with CSN, UNLV, and the school district to help create that pathway for somebody that wants to go into a technology field. And that could be anything even from manufacturing. Nowadays,
Sure it is.
manufacturing is all going technology.
Well, isn't Amazon building a big factory here?
Yes.
A big
Yes.
distribution center?
Yep, and they have some in Reno already.
Right.
So it's amazing that it's not just like using a computer like this. It's computers over everything. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
When you decided to get into this business many years ago, I assume, what drives you to help people? I mean, I think at the core of any educator, of anybody who gets into this business, we were talking off air about how you might be different than some other of the computerized learning facilities. What drove you to get into the business? Why do you stay in the business?
Well, I started out in human resources. So in human resources, I actually helped people get jobs and keep jobs at the gas company where I started. And then when I went into technology and actually working in education, I really loved helping people that were unemployed and maybe who were disabled and not able to get that really good job. So to be able to help them get the skills and then get a job, there's nothing more rewarding. That's what keeps me in it, especially working with disabled veterans, people like blind. I have blind students that have gotten jobs in technology, and people are just amazed that it's just awesome. When I got a text last night, Lori, I'm so excited I got a job, I start tomorrow. That makes my day.
Awesome. No,
That's
awesome.
That's where it's like, yay,
No, I have the same feeling. I'm in, of course, mortgages and in real estate is my other job. And when you get somebody a house or they get a loan to get a house, you see something in them that they didn't have prior to that.
Right.
Same with education.
Right,
That's
yeah.
why, obviously there's an election coming up. There's a lot of things on the ballot which is going to affect both what we do and, the quality of life here in the Valley.
Yeah.
Affecting the quality of life. Do you find that, do you work with prisons? Do you work with, other than, I guess, people coming out of high school or veterans?
Right.
I mean, do you work all different types of backgrounds and demographics?
We do actually. In fact, there's a really amazing organization called Hope for Prisoners. And we work with them. We go to all their fairs. We work with the Nevada Job Connect offices that work with Reentry, Foundation for Independent Tomorrow. Those are agencies that help people to be able to get back into the workforce. And surprisingly, there are a lot of companies that are offender friendly, that they will hire people with certain backgrounds. So yeah,
No,
it's
that's
nice.
excellent. No, because there are many people who got caught in the downturn who ended up in lives and occupations to make money in order to get by.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that was right, but at the same time, everybody deserves a second chance.
Exactly.
And if you're able to gain the skills, if someone wanted to get into your program, what would they do?
Well, they could come by. Every Friday at our school, we do a free 3-hour workshop. Gives them a chance to just check us out.
Where is this?
It's 2625 South Rainbow.
Okay.
And 1 block south
So
of
not
Sahara.
far
No, not
from
far
where
from
we're
here at
shooting
all.
the show today.
Yeah,
Right. Not too
exactly.
bad.
And if they want to, they can either come by the school. They can call us. We have a website. It's nvpita.com.
Okay.
So they could check out our website, call us, come in and meet with one of our education consultants They can help them see if they can get funding, because we always try to get funding, meaning that we're going to try to get them funded before we ever take a
What does
dime from
funded
them.
mean? Pay the tuition? Is that what
Yes,
you mean?
yes.
Okay.
So we work with agencies that have funding to help
see.
people, like we were talking about the reentry programs, or people who are laid off, disabled veterans, anybody who's maybe been in a car accident and has gotten severely disabled.
Mm-hmm.
They can't maybe be a construction worker anymore. We have a program for that. So
I see.
yeah, we just try to hook them up with the right agency.
Is this both on the federal, state, and city, county level?
Yeah,
All three?
everything. Yeah.
So it's possible to get somebody fully paid for or funded, as you would say.
Yes. Yes.
And you're working with, all kinds of people in all walks of life in order to
Yep.
be able to do that.
And even bilingual, we have 5 bilingual teachers at the school, Spanish bilingual, so we can help people whose first language is Spanish. And if
Do
they
you
want
need
to,
a degree of any sort to be able to get
No.
into the program? So anybody who basically,
even if you don't have your GED or high school diploma,
Okay.
we can help you, because we partner with the school district for that too. Yeah.
okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like you've had a lot of contacts. You're easy to talk to, so you must be easy to work with. And I believe that that's usually the way that these things work. It's a lot of word of mouth. It's a lot of, hey, I know this guy or this person, this woman, these people that need help.
Right.
And basically the interagency is really about you knowing someone over there or somebody
Right.
knowing you and,
Yeah.
and knowing the quality of education that you bring. How many people have you helped over the years?
Oh gosh, I know that we've helped probably between 3,000 and 4,000 since we started in 2009.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Lori, thank
pretty
you very
cool.
much for
Thank
once again
you.
coming on the show. I want you back because this is important. It's an election year. I want to see how things are going, both at the local and national level, but I really appreciate you coming on the show.
All right, thank you for having me.
And thank you very much. And I'm Jeff Barton. I'm your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. We'll be right back.
Successful Strategies International offers state-of-the-art PMP certification and an entire curriculum of project management, risk management, portfolio and program management by using unique learning techniques such as online learning, simulations, and facilitator lead programs. Our clientele consists of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies in existence. SSI has trainers all across North America, Europe, and Asia to help meet your project management needs. Learn more at ssi-learn.com. That's ssi-learn.com.
Ruthless Cowboys, keeping the American dream alive and creating jobs one t-shirt at a time. From fabric to design, Ruthless Cowboys makes 100% American-made apparel that hardworking Americans are proud to wear. At RuthlessCowboys.com, you can shop for shirts and accessories for the cowboy or cowgirl in your life. Head to RuthlessCowboys.com, check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching Ruthless Cowboys. Ruthless Cowboys, we're all about family, country, and keeping it all American. RuthlessCowboys.com.
Want to know how to create more business and save money? Simple. The answer is video. Video shares are the fastest growing form of word of mouth advertising. And according to InternetRetailer.com, visitors who viewed a business video were 85% more likely to buy after watching it. People today are on the go. They don't have time to read text, but they have 1 minute to watch video. At HD Video King, we not only create quality video that's right for you, we coach you on how to get the most from it. Call today. Our award-winning staff are ready to assist.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for watching each and every week. We do bring to the show great guests. We bring information about buying and selling real estate. There's certainly a lot going on in the market. The market is changing, but in order to really present that better, I brought on one of our resident experts, Alexis Young from, is it Keller Williams?
Yes.
Keller Williams Real Estate. Thanks, Alexis. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Okay. Give us the update. What's happening? What's exciting? What's not happening? It's changing, right? The market's changed a little bit.
So we're in a little bit of a shift. We're just leveling off, cooling down for the fall, as you could say. Everything is about the same. We're around 290,000. That's pretty much where we've been floating.
That's the median price, right? Yeah.
Through June, July. Now
Okay.
we're in August. Everybody's back to school. Our inventory is up a little bit, and the prices have cooled down a little. So I think that's better for everyone.
Okay. Now, when you deal with buyers and sellers, right, both? What have you seen more of lately? More buyers or more sellers, or is everybody just calmed down? And
Well, I have lots of buyers,
Okay.
and they could not find what they wanted over the summer because
Right.
everything was priced out. They were on down payment assistance because we had lots of programs that hit the market this summer, and after a certain price point, you can't go any further. So maybe this leveling off will really help those people get into the homes that they really want.
Now, I've likened the buyers currently, especially millennial buyers, to people that run marathons, right? People have been struggling to try to get into a home, like, you know, you're running a long race, and then by mile 22 to 26, you're exhausted. Do you feel that certain buyer segments have really run out of steam, they're just exhausted and have given up?
Some buyers, yes, but I think that is more or less how they've prepared themselves. We as realtors can only advise and educate you so much in the beginning, but people are people. I can also be this way as well. Once you have your mind set to something and that's the way you want to proceed with anything, that's the way people are going to go. So they just have to learn on their own. They can take your advice, they cannot. They can educate themselves, or they can listen to you as a professional. So it's really up to them how they want to run their race.
Okay, you know, and I agree with that completely. I just know that, for instance, if you're someone who is young and you want to get out of your parents' basement or wherever you're living and you want to go out and buy something and invest in Las Vegas real estate, not only as your home, but as a future investment, it's discouraging when the prices go up and the cost of getting a loan goes up.
Well, unfortunately for millennials, we don't have first-time home buyer programs for students. You
Right.
do have to have a legitimate job. You do have to have tax return for the last 2 years. So a lot of millennials don't really have that. They work in the service industry. They're getting tips, and they're not claiming a lot of their tips, and that is the #1 problem. If you're making cash, you have to show what you're making in order to purchase a home.
Now, you were talking to me off air about multifamily. Tell me a little bit about that and how's that market?
So the multifamily is booming. I do commercial as well as you
Okay,
know,
uh-huh.
and I specialize in multifamily. And right now, I'm specializing in currently Class A. There are several development companies that are here in Las Vegas, and they've been building and selling, and they're currently building some more. Everything has appreciated 18% on their investment return, so that's phenomenal. But the rent has gone up to cover their acquisition prices. So right now, we're seeing $1,000 to $3,000, especially at the new Lotus that is in Chinatown.
That's
it's
the rent.
beautiful.
Right, it is right.
Yes, that's the rent. It is expensive, but if you like to live in a resort-like setting and have concierge and all of the amenities that you can think of, this is the place to go, and it's great for millennials. So if you don't want to live at your mom's house and you're not quite ready to buy, then I suggest living in one of these properties.
Now, a lot of these buildings around town are being bought by out-of-state, out-of-the-area companies, whether it's
Yes.
in California or Utah or a number of other places. It's attractive because the rents are higher, obviously.
Yes.
Do you see more building? Do you see opportunity for other investors to get into this space?
What kind of investors?
Well,
From
let's
other
say-
places or
Well, either one.
smaller?
Either, maybe someone here who wants to get into a 5 or 7 unit building, maybe take something that is zoned correctly but hasn't been built out. I mean, what kind
Sure.
of commercial opportunities do you see?
So there's lots of opportunity here. We're still extremely affordable. We're trailing anywhere between 36 to 72 months behind other booming cities. So that's great. We haven't hit our peak yet.
Meaning the demand is backed up 72 months?
Yes,
I see.
we have been underserved. So one of the key things that the city of Las Vegas would like to do is build 5,000 units downtown.
Right.
So if you are out-of-state builder or even someone here in Vegas, there is opportunity, and your process can be expedited if you wanted to build downtown. They do have a new company or a new complex called Fremont 9.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's a Class A. but there's only roughly 85 parking spots. So, meaning we don't have enough parking. So if you are a new developer, why don't you build a parking lot and charge?
You mean
Just
downtown?
an idea.
No, exactly right. Parking is an issue downtown, even though we're trying to get high density. What's the solution? Is it to build underground parking, or as you said, tear down and build a parking lot?
Well, my solution would be to tear down and build a structure for parking that goes up, just like the casinos,
Right.
but without the casino, and it's on your terms, so you would be able to reap the benefits, not MGM or Caesars.
Of course, okay. Let's look at long-term residential. Where are we going to be in 6 months, both as supply and as the demand? Do you see the long-term 6 months to a year out, or are you just concentrating on what's happening now?
Well, I'm not psychic, so I can't exactly predict the future.
Okay.
I wish I
Good enough.
could.
I understand.
But I do see that it is going to continue to increase, but I feel like it's going to continue to increase at a steady level. So it would be nice right now as we're cooling off to reap this and take the stress and the load off of everyone. The rates have risen as well, so
Yes, they have.
so I feel like that's also the pushback too. So I feel like that's better for the economy and everyone else, because if everything was easy, there'd be people getting into homes and not being able to pay for it just like before. So I feel like they are trying to make an active resolution so we don't fall into that same hole.
Now, Keller Williams, big company in town, how is their overall outlook for, I guess, the Valley? I mean, are they seeing more listings now? Are they seeing less listings? Are they seeing days on market increase?
We're seeing a little bit further days on market. There is more inventory.
Yes, I've noticed.
But everyone is extremely positive and everyone has great work ethic. So I don't know about everyone personally, but as I see everyone is still working very diligently and nothing has changed dramatically. We do have a book by Gary Keller. It's called Shift, and we suggest everyone reads it, and it's very enlightening on how to deal with a market shift.
Oh, I see. So when the market goes from, let's say, so hot that you can't, basically your buyers are competing against 10 or 15 other buyers and sellers just put any price up. It's not like that right now. It has shifted.
Well, I feel as the 400,000 market and up to the luxury millions, it is slower, but it's all perspective, you know. 200 to 300 obviously is everybody's kind of sweet spot here, because that's where everyone, that's where they make money. But that could change, everybody from California or China, outside businesses could just throw a whole lot of money in our economy and their business is booming, everybody's making more money, our price point can go up. So anything could really happen, but for the most part, on average, everyone's making roughly around the same amount of money. So that's where the 200 to 300,000 sweet spot is.
We have about 30 seconds. Do you see more investors or more residential first-time home buyers? I mean, which is it?
Well, our investors are purchasing about 22%,
I see.
All cash. So
Right.
I work with a lot of investors,
I
so
see.
that's primarily where I'm at.
Great. Thank you very much, Alexis.
Thank you
Once
for
again
having
for
me.
coming on the show. I really appreciate the real estate update.
Thank you.
And I'm Jeff Barton, your host for the Las Vegas Real Estate Show, and we'll see you next time.